Okay, that should be live. Let me just check that it went live on this side here. Okay, yeah, it's working. Latency should be fine. So let me just boot this up and make sure it doesn't look all too laggy on stream. I'll just run around for a little second here. Yeah, oh, it's all good. Okay, so first thing first, what's the command? There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and find a new spot, and I'm going to let me look at it. Yeah, chat should be a lot better now. I set latency to really low. So I'll need to find a good spot here. I'll probably just go out right here. I'll place a block down. Um, and I need to look back at those reference photos you sent me. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to go with more of a dark green for the wood because let me line out a basic color palette here. The options for green are generally pretty limited. We don't have any green wood or anything. Let me find moss. Yeah, light green really isn't plentiful. We've got some lime stuff. Slime blocks, lime stained glass. Let me see, what do the terracottas look like? Those are cute. Thank you, Earth. It's my suit Enderman. So let me lay out my dark greens. How dark is that? Lime terracotta is not super dark. Moss is more of that. For lighter greens, let's see. Yeah, that's not a bad green color palette. Let me set out a white color palette real quick. So obviously white wool, then quartz wouldn't hurt to have. White concrete's probably going to be a little too bright. Pale oak. And then strip pale oak wood. Pretty nice white color palette. I want a good gray color palette as well. So for gray, I'll definitely consider tough. So I'll lay this out over here. Let's just get some basic stone. Probably, where's just some cobblestone? Cobblestone, and I'll definitely want mossy cobblestone in the mix. So, bam, 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 bam. And then for some accent, probably just, I think green would work best with some dark oak in there. So, throw in some of this. I'll throw this on this side. And that should be a good enough color palette to work with. Um, I could probably throw in maybe just like the smallest splash of red with brick and maybe, let's see what red blocks we have here. Because red and green are really nice together. Mushroom I could use. Red terracotta I could see myself using. Okay. You don't think the mushroom is dark enough? You want the glazed terracotta? Yeah, I can fit that in. The texture's a little noisy, but I can definitely find a way to work with it. We're using the lime one anyway. The terracottas, I love the patterns they form. Let me see. I don't know what the red glazed terracotta pattern looks like. Ooh, that's nice. Can I, like, change the way that pattern's facing? I cannot. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and grab some wool to outline with. For the base of the house, we'll go for a very simple 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9 by 7 should be fine. Okay. And then a little off-center, we'll have a little outshoot. Might make this a little greenhouse, perhaps? And we'll have that kind of wrap around this way. So this can be... I think we'll go for a rather tall roof. So we'll go ahead and build this up. If I did not count how many blocks this was, it shouldn't matter too much. And then... You don't think the greens are dark enough? Well, I think, what I'm doing right now is just outlining. These won't be colors in any sort of it. These are just going to be, like, accented on the roof. So I'm actually not all too sure how tall I'll want the little greenhouse outshoot. So I'll just make it a little taller than the base of the building to start. And then this is a really simple shape, but I think I can do a decent bit with it. So we'll start by just going in with a nice tough base. Pale oak will definitely be the main wall color. I'm gonna make the roof green. Have a tree through the middle of the greenhouse. I don't know if I'll have enough space to make that work. I can try. I'm terrible at custom trees, so that's like my biggest weakness. And then, just for now, kind of a filler color palette. I'm gonna go in with the pale oak for white. These blocks will all get changed out later. And then I think the greenhouse offshoot will probably be dark oak. That or like the windows on the house will be dark oak. I don't want this to be too messy of a build. So just kind of spacing things out here. Door will be right there. We can have probably gonna have planter pots right here. Window right here. I don't know, I might need to make this taller. I don't know if I have enough room to detail here. Just for now, I'll throw in what's a nice darker block for now? I'll just throw in pale oak or dark oak here. This will get changed out later. Now, I'll just for now focus on this general part of the house. It's glitching. Like the gameplay or audio? For now, I need to decide on a nice, like, I'm gonna go back to a sloth. I don't know what that means. So going back to this, I do want it to have kind of a, like, both. It might just be lagging because, is it laggy? Really, I want to have like a nice darker at the bottom and then getting lighter so I can transition into the green roof. So we're gonna go ahead and throw, it's actually a really hard choice here. Okay, so it was just kind of like a, gotcha. So we're gonna start with a little bit of quartz right here. The bubbles, those are just from night vision, just so it's not super dark. We had 6 viewers for like a minute, then it went straight back down to 1. Is the like audio balancing with the game fine? Like, does the game need to be louder at all? Can you hear the game? I would make it permanent day, but I like being able to see the days played in the corner. So we'll start with the kind of quartz and then very basic palette here. We'll go out with that color. Then maybe transition into are these are the same block. What was I doing? I probably meant to put a terracotta of some sort. That's like skin colored. I don't like that at all now. So a different white block I can throw in there. How about, is bone block too pasty? Yeah. So let me see. What white blocks do I have to work with? How does a concrete... Okay, a concrete powder is kind of nice in there. So maybe I start dark and then go light. Like I start with a white concrete down here at the bottom. And then it transitions up to the quartz. I think I'd like that more. So we'll start with a white concrete down here. Then we'll move on to white concrete powder. Then we'll move on to white wool might be too... Whoa. I think white wool is probably too harsh, so... Quartz too bright. Yeah, I've kind of trapped myself in a corner here. Smooth stone, no, that's too much. This is the hardest part of the building for me, so... Yeah, I need to see this in daylight. Okay. Let me look through some block. Oh, diorite. Oh, we got calcite too. So... Yeah, that sucks. Cats, sure do stuff. That's just too harsh of a transition. What if it is just as simple as this? Honestly, I think that's best. I shouldn't overcomplicate it. It should be that smooth there. And I just kind of need to throw that texturing around. So we'll have another little bit protruding here. And the issue with concrete powder is that it'll fall. So if I do concrete powder, I can't really do all too much with it. Throw in a concrete powder there. Yeah, that's really nice. We'll go ahead and throw one here, here, kind of wrap it around a little bit. And I need to replace these. Yeah, that's actually, I like that a lot. I don't think it's too noisy. I think it's nice and simple. I'm looking from a distance. Yeah, that's nice. Is the pale oak too much? Do I need to replace that with something else? The pale oak planks. Is quartz... Yeah, that's way too bright. White wool. Also way too bright. I'm just gonna stick with the pale oak planks for now. So I'll just finish texturing around. I'll go ahead and move this all out of my inventory. Bam, bam. Where is it? Here we go. I need the white concrete as well. So we'll start another kind of from the middle here. Concrete powder around one here. God, I hate working with concrete powder. It's going to be even worse when I try and go in detail later. Um, throw in one here. That's a bit much. So how about a... I just don't like this little spot of detail right here. So what if we... we'll need to throw in a window somewhere. So that can just kind of be a little messy for now, and we'll fix it later. Throw in maybe a pillow for that. Throw this in right here. One of these here, here, here. This is definitely a lot smoother here than what I'm doing here. This is far too noisy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna completely restart this spot. And I'm gonna do it a little more like I did it over there. So we're gonna go ahead and strip there. Here. Bam. Yeah, that should be fine when I detail it later. Then this side I won't need to detail. So I just need to get the back now, which I'll drop it down from the top. There we go. We'll go in with our pale oak. Bam. Bam. Okay. And I'll definitely need this. And there we go. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with that texturing there. I definitely want a dark oak entrance. So planter pot will need to be moved over one. Or maybe just made into a 2-block one. Yeah, I think a 2-block one would fit better. Okay. I'm gonna push the door in 1 block. And over the door, we're gonna do a cute little arch. And then how about fences for detailing? Yeah, that's cute. Nice and simple. What are you gonna sew? Okay. Um, so let's assume we have a nice, simple planter pot right here. We'll definitely use moss for that. And then what would we plant in there? I think rose bushes would look best with the green coloration we have going on. So we'll have rose bushes. And then perhaps a window. Would I want the window right here? Off center from the roses? Yeah, I'm fine with that. So for the window, we'll do gray. Bam. There we go. And then I actually have one shorts and Valentine's gifts. Okay. I could not sew for the life of me. I would cut my hand. Now for the window, I don't know what kind of shape I want to do here. Maybe a nice simple. This is probably gonna look really ugly. I'm so bad at the exterior detailing. That's my main fault in building. Oh, that's terrible. I hate that. Should I do a very simple slab trapdoor and keep it consistent? Slab trapdoor slab. It's missing something. I think it most needs a window, like a bottom part to it. But that's not easy to do. If I make the flower shorter, then I'd have more room or I could always just kind of move this up a little bit, give the window a more interesting shape. That connects, really? It's real annoying. Okay, how's that for? Oh, it looks so chunky. How do I unchunk this? I don't want to just go with the standard fences I was doing. What if there's like open, one shutter open, one shutter closed? I think they need to be spruce for it to like be clearly different from the detailing. Yeah, window detailing is just not my forte. I think I like that. Kind of simple is better there. Yeah, I can live with that. So I'll throw in a rose here. And then I don't know what I would do next to it. Let me look through my flower selection. Just a poppy be fine. That looks so... it's not full. Flowering azalea. Maybe a dead bush. And then I'll throw that on some coarse dirt. Yeah, I kind of like that. Gives some life to it. Um, yeah, that's cute. So we'll only really worry about the front for now because I'm kind of done with detailing. I want to move on to the roof. So let me think here. I think I want the roof to kind of go from this angle. So what I'm gonna do is move the roof up one. So I'll need to kind of fix this later when detailing the roof. I'll need to change the texturing a bit because that clearly is out of place. I'm gonna do that now because that's bothering me. This I won't worry about yet. Okay, that blends in a little bit better. I'll go ahead and I don't know how I should outline my roof shape. I'll go ahead and use red. So a little bit of an overhang here. I hate the little camera on pop-ups. I don't know if they show on stream or not. I'll need to watch and see. I need to turn those off in settings. I don't know what those are up, like what's up with that. So I want to go with a bit of like a tall medieval fantasy roof. Is that too much? I like that. They don't. It just did on stream, so I'm not all too totally sure what's up with it. Let me outline this over here where the wall would go. Oh shoot, wait, this needs to be a block over, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So let me move all this. Well, when I watched the stream, like on my phone, like what I'm seeing right now, it did, so they do pop up. I just notice them more because, like, I'm looking out for it. So, for now, this will just be lime terracotta. I'll probably change it to dark oak. It feels a little Christmassy. I need, like, Subway Surfers playing while I build. Okay. Bring this across. Bring this across. I'll just delete this section here for now. That's a bit much. I think it's this section right here that feels super bulky, so we'll go ahead and with dark oak stairs, perhaps, we can kind of lift that up. So it comes across like that. Yeah, I like that. That feels a bit more cozy. So lift that up a little bit. And then in terms of texturing the roof, maybe I don't want it to be outlined with that. I think instead I want it to be outlined with stone, so the like inside of the roof can be green, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think the outline of it needs to be gray. I wish there was a way to just replace blocks instead of having to go through and manually do it like this. Because man, is it annoying. Okay. Okay, I don't think I like this, kind of darker stone with the white. I think it's a bit much. I think I want it to start kind of, lighter in this corner, and then it can kind of get darker as it goes. So, actually, we'll start with smooth stone down here, which, look at that color difference. And we'll fix the gradient later, because it's going to be a very harsh gradient. Then as we go, we'll kind of, what's kind of the move here? Stone brick, tough stone brick. Angle the roof points inward, it's top heavy. The roof shaping is something I'm not fully settled on yet. That'll be something I'll be changing. The roof will fit a lot more and be a lot easier to shape once the like general green is filled in. I'm gonna remove these for now. But yeah, I think angling it inward is a good idea. Maybe throw in some smooth stone here for now. Yeah, I really can't decide on if I like this at all or not. I'm so indecisive with this stuff. That is far too harsh a transition. How about tough bricks there instead? Yeah, I like that a lot better. And then it can move down to polished tough as it goes. Stone bricks. Tough bricks, tough bricks. I've been forgetting to do this part at all. Stone brick, stone brick, stone brick, stone brick, tough brick, tough brick. Oh, that's far too uniform there. Then kind of tough brick here, tough brick here. And then it'll just switch to polished. Yeah, polished. So I'll grab mossy stone brick and cracked stone brick. Throw in a couple of those. How about a mossy one right? Or no, mossy one right there is not a good idea because it's right next to this. Can throw that in there though. And how about just a regular stone thrown in with the smooth stone? Kind of ease it up a little bit. No, that's too much there. I think the smooth stone itself is the issue. I think it just needs to be stone. And then I can throw a couple cobblestone in there. Shoot, what did I break? Hopefully it was that. And into the polished tough, I can throw in just a little patch of tough here. A little bit of tough here. And into the cobblestone, I'll throw it, or into the stone, I'll throw in a cobblestone or two. Maybe one mossy cobble right here. This side definitely needs that treatment too. We'll throw in a tough here. Mossy stone brick there. Cobblestone here, and overall I'm happy with that. I'm a lot happier with that than I was with the green. Okay. And then for the green itself, I'm thinking we kind of start darker up here. Transition down in terms of color. And we get down to this like bright kind of, that's a really bright green. I don't know if I want to get that bright. Is the lime terracotta bright enough? Definitely not. But I feel like that's too much, so we kind of crap out of luck unless we do a larger gradient, which, you know, I'm fine with doing. So instead, how about transition into the lime terracotta? Then lime terracotta goes into... No, I think it should be that into... Yeah, this goes into moss, into green wool, maybe? How did these transition? It's moss into green wool. Okay, so I was right with the moss. This is just that. This needs a... So I'm just like noticing things as I go. Actually, you know, how about just a mossy cobble there? No, that should definitely be a mossy stone brick. Yeah. So into the moss. Oh wait, the moss should be right here. The moss there. And then the green wool's definitely going to go out. It's a little too uniform for my liking. I think, I don't know. Because we still have the lime terracotta you get to. But it just needs a little more. Because that's a nice color palette, but it's a really simple color palette. I think it just needs a little more variation in, like, put one or two here. Because it's supposed to feel like it's kind of growing. That's what you want with a green. It should feel almost natural. So, how about that there, and there? Throwing a lime terracotta there. Green wool kind of spreading out there. I think the green wool starts a little too early if I'm going for that kind of deal, so lime terracotta there. And instead I'll have the green wool kind of spread out this way. And we can throw a moss in there. Yeah. So the roof definitely feels... God, I should not have raised the roof by one, should I? I really don't want to move that down one. Because, man, that looks ugly up there. Um, it just doesn't look like it, like, fits on it, if that makes sense. If I were to shift it, like, down one, I think it would fit better. But that'd be a lot of work. But when it was like this, it was too squished, right? What if I were to just move this part down one? Let me just, like, fill in a basic part of the gradient, just, like, as a test. Whatever. Does that fit it a little better? Add shorter, dark brown to sandwich colors. I don't know what you're referring. I don't know, like, you're gonna have to be more descriptive than that. What if I have it instead kind of overgrow onto the house? Do you mean like on the top? I still have like zero clue what you're referring to. I'm going to take a step, add short dark brown building block. Sorry, I need like a photo reference for that to like click in my brain. You want like a slab on the top? The roof shape is still like not finished at all. I hate destroying anytime I like work on a gradient. It feels just terrible. Yeah, that just doesn't fit. What if I just leave it? Okay, you know what? I don't think I need the top there. What if I have... like a growth from here. On both sides. Give it a little more. Keep line on top, but add it on top of green. You want this? I just don't like the. I just don't mess with the brown there. I don't think it like it. Maybe with it kind of like this. This is like an entirely placeholder block here. I need to like, figure it out more. Is this what you're referring to? I need like I need feedback on that. Try to kill it. The lines on that might be too much to include it. Yeah. That's what you're referring to? It needs to be trapdoors. The slabs, I think, are too much. With the trapdoor, I like it. Without horns, I feel like it's well. The issue is without the horns, it looks like this, and then I feel like the brown, it just like stands out too much. The horns are something I'm gonna play around with and keep shaping. I personally really like the horns with the brown. Oh shoot, what did I do here? Oh, I completely messed up the roof shape. Oh, that is... You know what? We're just gonna move this one over and pretend like I meant to do that and then do it on this side as well. Because I cannot be bothered to fix that. I've already messed up the roof enough. Yeah, it's this section right here that I just... What do I do there? Because the core of the problem is where the roof is, but I'd have to completely rebuild the roof to move it. So, not in my best interest. Okay, wait, I think I like this a lot. Go ahead and place down a dark oak. Oh, nope. Dark oak stair here. We'll go ahead and dark oak slab, and dark oak trapdoors. Does this need to be a like that for a little longer? I'm actually really digging that. I think from the bottom here, it looks a little dorky, but could I fix that by adding... Let me go to stairs here. Red flower to the top of the roof. The top of the roof isn't my concern right now. It's the general shaping on the bottom because it looks like it's too high up. So yeah, I think I like having little bits hanging down from it. So oh yeah, that is adorable. Okay. Does that fix the dorkiness of it? A little bit. I think it'll look better with the greenhouse added on. What is... I don't know how I was breaking all these random blocks. So now I need to figure out what to do with these sides. So perhaps I go in a block from the roof. I do some pale oak like that. And I kind of start strip pale oak here and just into this, and I actually do like a... That's missing something. It's just too... There's not any depth to it. Maybe some shutters. That's still just... I don't know. It's top heavy. That's the... It's intentionally top heavy. I want it to be like I like very pronounced roofs because it allows for line of tree bark across on the sides of the roof. What do you mean? What do you mean on the sides? Oh, maybe fence gate. Either dark oak or spruce fence gates along this. The fence gate. So horizontal line of tree bark. Where though? Do you mean like here? Like across like this? Maybe do these need to be open? I think I like those open. It'll be a lot more obvious how I want to detail this when those are put in. So how about some dark oak stairs like this and like that? That's a bit much. Tough, tough, tough. Now this part's a little too rough. So the stairs just oddly enough do not work with it, do they? I need to like change the shaping if I do that. Yeah, I don't like the stairs in there. No, of gray wood bark on bottom of gray tree. Like across here. I think that's what... Yes, okay. Actually, I really like that as a general... I think it definitely could use depth there. I want to play around a little bit more with other options first before I fully settle on that, but definitely it needs something there. How about... I probably will end up just using the gray tree bark. The pale oak logs. Yeah, for now, placeholder, we'll do pale oak logs, and if it needs more depth later, we'll go in and we'll change them out, but Overall, I'm pretty happy with that for the sides. No, on top of wall, make it part of wall like the other one. The reason I have it protruding here is because I want depth there and I don't want to have to change the texturing there. Anything I can do to avoid messing with the texturing, I'll do. So it's in line with this top first block. Then we'll go ahead and throw this on in there, throw this on in there. Bam, bam. Are these at the right height? They are. Then what height are these at? They're under when I place this. So I think I put that there. Yeah. Now I can't decide if I like these closed or open more. I think I like them closed more. So I'll do that on this side as well. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So let me go ahead and add these little walls on all the sides. I kind of want to do this as andesite. Yeah, andesite I like there. Then this, I'm just gonna remove the greenhouse for now. I actually might just not do the greenhouse at all because I want to get this build done in one sitting, and the greenhouse is gonna make that a lot harder to do in one sitting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just avoid the greenhouse entirely. While I'm at it, gray concrete. We're gonna go ahead and grab some dark gray concrete. Throw that here. Yeah, I built an interior. I did it. And honestly, if I just wanted to take a photo of it, I could just do it like this and call it good. Which, let me check the time here. Oh my god, it's 10:36. Holy guacamole. Really? When did I start streaming? Oh my gosh, it's been an hour. Add animals. I might. I think so. What I think I'm gonna do for now, because it's getting to 10:36 and I can't be all too loud. I think I'm going to call it good here. Maybe I think I'm gonna add some little plants and stuff around it. Take a cute photo, and then I'll stream again and get all the detailing in. So I'm gonna go ahead and bam, 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 bam. I'm not very good at this whole grass replacing thing. I'll definitely stream building it again. For now, let me go ahead and oh, I'm gonna grab a netherite shovel just for the fun of it. coarse dirt, gravel, stone buttons, and I'll just have the path kind of coming out, swirling around a little bit. Coarse dirt, coarse dirt, coarse dirt, coarse dirt, gravel, 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 gravel. This path is definitely going out a little too far. I need to alter that a little bit. Button, 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 button for little rocks. And then we'll grab some bone meal. And we're just gonna go around and give it some love. There's nothing you can't do with a little bone meal. And behind it here, how do you spell azalea? Is it now with... Why did nothing show up when I searched AZ? Oh, maybe I just didn't see it. That's what I'm adding right now. I'm gonna add them in the background. So let me just see how I like azaleas in the background. I'll kind of surround it with azaleas, so it's almost like there's like a scene around it, you know? A little forest area behind it. If this is too dense of a forest, sucks to be me. I just need enough for an Instagram photo. Not dense enough a forest. So I'll just kind of go around and place trees for the next while. Come on, I need one in here somewhere. There we go. I'll do a couple more pass-throughs back and forth. Get a nice solid row of trees going. If I didn't suck at custom trees, I'd make some custom ones, but not really my forte. How does that look just as a... It needs a little something else, so I'm gonna add like a cute fountain or something right here. It needs a little varied tree height. Unfortunately, really can't do that. Not without getting a different tree in there, and there's really not very many options for that. I'm trying to do this real quick so I can have some time before bed. Man, oh man, do I need to get to bed soon. This fountain might not be a good idea in hindsight. I'll need to detail it. Oh, I need lanterns. That's what it's missing. Yeah, these are perfect lantern posts, aren't they? Yeah, that's great. Oh, I can just use that actually. Cute little water fountain here. Throw in a lantern up there. No, a lantern there I think is too much. How about just a chain? And I'll get one at night and one at day, and I'll kind of call it good there because I really like that. I think that's really cute. I'm really proud of that. So I'll go ahead and get a screenshot. And slash time set day. And I'll go ahead and I'll get a screenshot. And that'll be all for stream, I think. I did kind of the same thing here where I didn't finish all of it because I was really done with it. For then, I kind of just build things to go back to them and finish them later, but I think that's really all I wanted to do there. So, hour-long stream, not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and save and quit there. And I'm gonna end stream. Goodbye. Yeah, I always forget that it takes an extra button press.